Well, I got her up, and as you can see, there's no fire today, so that's the way it goes. I was standing on the chair. You can actually stand on the center mast and adjust the things. I mean, I'm tall enough to do it, but it's actually quite sturdy, meaning you can lean on it, lean up against it. Anyway, and I haven't set up camp yet. Just got my stuff here out of the truck, but look at the view. Look at the view. I mean, this is why we're here. I mean, look at that. Let's see if I can get the mountain without the sun glare. Look at that. There's the view from underneath. Tell me that's not fab. Anyway, those who have seen the other videos, this is going to be the boring walk around, but I gotta get some rain. Gotta set up at the beach too. You know, a few other places. I gotta get out a little bit. But here we are. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. You see the chimney cap's a little cattywampus. It doesn't matter. It's totally functional the way it is. And you see how it's a little. Probably see some shiny metal. It's because the tarp or the tarpaulin isn't over the edges exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you know, I purposely try not to sex it up because I want people to know, you know, what the expectation will be if you get one. It'll be like this, you know, sexy, but not in a sexed up way. No dolled up. How about that? There we go. I'm shooting in regular wide, not super wide, so I'm kind of playing with the camera angles here, seeing if it works out. And here, I think you can see the backdrop. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. And you can see how it's actually, like the ground it's lower there than here, so it slopes up, and it also slopes this way. Not dramatically. This is pretty flat overall, but it's certainly not, you know, pool table flat. And that's the whole point, is to have something that you can set up pretty much wherever you want to sit down. See, look at that big old shade. It seems kind of silly that you want to sit under it, but the shade, because of the angle of the winter sun, you know, you want to be in there, but it's very functional. And the whole point is that the heat from the sunny side doesn't migrate into the shady spot, because the shade spot is so large. What I refer to as deep shade, is because well, it's much cooler than just a tiny bit of shade, because it also cools the ground around you. And for me, I'm sensitive to being in the direct sunlight for a long period of time. You know, this gives me a place to chill, and I'll set up camp here, and you know, just be here, have a nice lunch, and enjoy the view. I mean, once again, look at this, dude. Let me see what you're seeing here. Oh, I hear a truck or a car. Okay, that's what it's like underneath. But the fun part is, look at this. I'll be actually out here in the shade, and this will be my view, but I'll be totally protected. In my opinion, protected. So I could be out here for extended periods and not be thinking about hopping back in the car, or, you know, getting back on the quad and heading home. I seem to, and I think many people do, you know, it's best to be outside for, you know, measured periods of time. And that, in my opinion, it increases the enjoyment factor when you have rest and a safe place, not a safe place, but like a place where your senses are a little more secured. I don't know, for lack of a better term, comfortable. How about that? Outside of the metal cans, you know, love my metal can on wheels, outstanding, love it. But here, I want to be here, and something other than I want to be in nature and enjoy nature without being in a can with the window rolled down. It's fine, but it's a different experience. And it's really cool. I think it's a whole new category of getting outside, in my opinion. So, all right, well, editorial's off. I'm going to grab lunch and, you know, maybe I'll share some of that with you guys. I mean, not me eating, but, you know, some of the lunchtime. It's like, I want to say it's like 1:30 now. So I'll stay out here till it starts to get a little darker. Sunset's now around 5 o'clock. And because we have the hills over there, it'll sunset over there. And it'll get dark pretty quick here because we don't have any lateral sun. Anyway, take care. I thought I'd share my view. Look at that. Not too shabby, huh? Not too shabby. I mean, it's just what I like. Just what I like. Just what I like. It's nice and quiet too. Nice and quiet. There's airplane traffic, but yeah, we'll let that go. We'll let that go. All right, well, I'm gonna grab a bite and enjoy the view. See ya. Ooh, sun is setting and it's starting to get really pretty out here. Thought I'd share that with you guys. All right, let's see here what we're looking at. Sun just disappeared over there. And this is what we're looking at. Not too shabby, huh? It's pretty. Starting to get cold though. I'll break down camp here pretty quick. I'm probably waiting until it gets like rosy pink. Take a few more pictures and then head out. All right, catch ya. So I realized all the, I know, erection videos, don't bother. I forgot to show how to flop it down because it's so easy. So normally I do a time lapse, but this happens so quickly I wanted to walk you through the steps. Essentially you just lay it down. And you can often even lay it down over a fire that's going. I'll do that later. But just so you know, you don't have to have absolutely clean spot underneath it. I usually take the stuff out, but sometimes you can lay it down over the top. So I'm going to go to this corner and just release the tension, and it'll just fall down. What I do is I usually hang on to this, you know, put my body weight on it, and then just release the ratchet strap. Like this. And you see now, I've got it. This is probably like 30, 40 pounds of pull or something. And then just let it go. Like this. Choo, 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 choo. Like that. And then you can either pull up the center pole or just let it flop over. As long as it doesn't slam into the ground, it's fine. It just gently falls down, and then you can just disassemble it. And it really doesn't matter. You can disconnect the corners first and let it down, or you can disassemble the center mast if you want. It just really doesn't matter. Once it's on the ground, you can do whatever you want. Here, I'm going to do the other corner over here. All right, like that corner, I'm going to pull my weight. I know this is like maybe 20 pounds. Let this go. I'm kind of taking my time today just to be elaborate. I think what I'll do is I think I'll pull this one up like this. Like this. There we go. And then let it down. Oh, it's holding up. See, you never know. All right, well, let's see here. It's I think I can pull this to see. Oh yeah, look at that. So I'll just disconnect the beaner. Go like that. I'll just walk it down. See, there you go. Voila! And what a landscape, huh? What a backdrop. I try not to step on it, even though it's pretty tough. But I think what I'll do is I'll talk you through some of the steps here, just because I'm bored. Sometimes what's apparent to me is not apparent to someone watching the video. Let's get in here. Okay, here we are. There we go. Tip this down a little bit, like that. Something like that, I guess. Okay. So I know it's hard to see the black on the black here, but you just undo the straps for the chimney cap, just one at a time, and it just flops over. Yes. And kind of like all the fuss it takes to put it together is kind of like redeemed at the back end, because it just like falls apart. See, and there's the chimney cap. I'll take it apart. I don't know. Let's see. All right, let's see here. I undo the tension first, like that, and then it should just fall right off. Yeah, there we go. That. Cool. And pull this. I tried to make this without so many pins, but pins are so convenient. It's like so nice to have it, I don't know, toolless, I should say. Toolless and simple and very fundamentally strong. I try to take this apart in hemispheres, hemispheres, and then I put the pins back here just for storage, like that, and then break down the individual hemispheres, or I don't know, half circles, whatever you want to call these, semicircles. I've been playing around with an idea to make this somehow foldable, but you get into some kind of odd joints that I don't want to have get cranked up. This is super simple and super strong, and gives me options. You know, I don't have to rely on a certain technique that may or may not work if it gets a little kinked or a little dirty or rusty or bent or whatever. This one will work pretty much all the time, except in the cases of severe bending, like if this were to get like bent way out. Even then you can bend this stuff back. This is just EMT, has been shaped. So there you go. All right, like that. All right. See, am I in frame even? Let's see here. Let's see. And then I just disconnect it. What I call the squid, all the buckles, I disconnect it from the Firetent like this. Just the individual cam buckles. Like that. It smells so nice. It smells of all the campfires we've had. Okay. So now they're disconnected. I mean, they're laying on top of one another, but they're disconnected. And then just disconnect the cam buckles here. I forgot to say that you can actually, when it's raining, you can actually take the Firetent apart on itself, meaning keeping it all up, and then bring the center mass down, remove the ring, the chimney, the pole, so that you're out of the rain. The primary danger is if you're in a heavy rain, all that rain wants to go down the smoke hole. If it's super heavy rain, it's a bad idea. But in most rains, it's not going to be a big situation. You know, we're not going to get drenched. But sometimes, you know, like in the monsoon season, it can be a little worrisome. But my point is, you can put it up and take it down while having minimal exposure to the elements. All right, there we go. And all the metal parts are off the canopy now. So then I'll just break this down. And this one's just 2 pieces, essentially 2 semicircles. I thought about a way of making these holes larger, but if you make the holes larger, the pin wiggles so much in there that the hoop, the ring, will actually have a significant warble to it. So these relatively close tolerance holes are important. When I say relatively, I mean there's like, you know, a 1/16 on either side of the hole. Because it would be faster and easier to set up if it had, you know, larger holes. You wouldn't be fishing for the other side of the you know what I mean, where the semicircle goes through this binding pin. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, now we're all done with that. Let's see here. Make sure I'm still in frame here. So what I do is I use the chimney cap as kind of like an informal wrap for the poles. Like this, and just keep it like this. All right, there we go. Actually, you know, I'll get the bag. I'll just put it in right away. I'm still in frame here. Okay, good. All right, there we go. Disconnect the holes here. Okay, so seems like it won't fit, but it's actually a loose fit. So you just start putting it in. Just be patient. It'll all fit in a loose fashion. I remember being a young boy up in Alaska, and my dad and mom, we were up at the cabin, and they'd take their down sleeping bags, they'd just stuff it into this impossibly small stuff sack, and I never had either the fortitude or the patience to put that together. So with that in mind, I made this stuff sack, you know, bigger than it needed to be, just to make it easy. And it's got a nice big mouth on it, so you just you're loosely just kind of shoving it in there. And then I put these compression straps on here. And I sometimes sit on it like this, just to kind of crush it. Like that. There's plenty of room in there. It's just a matter of getting it all crushed down. All right, and then I get the chimney cap here, holes. There's no science to this, you just kind of stick it in here. And the thought is that the looseness of the canopy will kind of insulate against you know, the impacts or the crushing force of whatever might be on top of this. Generally, you don't want the weight of a person on top of this unless you've accounted for, you know, because those poles are in there like this. So if the pressure is flat upon them, there's no risk of bending or warping. But if there's some cattywampus angle to it, you put severe pressure on one end and the other end has got other pressure and it'll just bend them. I mean, I haven't had that happen, but you know it's possible. So, but in this case, just kicking around in the back of the truck like this, I've never had a problem so far. You know, knock on wood. There we go. And again, I made this mouth extra big so you can just cinch it down like this. There, see, here's the rigid part. You can feel it. But that will shift around, you know, depending on how it's packed and where it's packed. All right, there we go. So there's canopy. So I won't bore you with the rest. The best is just break it down the poles. Break it down the poles and then the pulling up the side posts or the round posts, putting them in their bags and just getting out of Dodge. All right, take care.